Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Financial Lit Tuesday. This is part two. Of course, you all know when we have our special guest, the conversation is just so good that we always have to do a part two. So for those of you that have your questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. I have Breanna here for just a few more minutes. So while we have her, let's go ahead and get some more gems out of her. So So while you all are dropping your comments, I'm going to just briefly go over what we went over in the past live, those 7 steps on boosting your credit score. Actually, I'll let Breanna do it. Or Breanna do it. Breanna, go ahead and let us know what those 7 steps were.
All right. So the first step was pay your bills on time, which is the number one factor of your credit score. Everyone knows that the best thing to do is to just pay your bills on time. If you don't want your score to go down at all, that's the only thing I could really tell you to do when it comes to credit is to pay your bills on time. Because as you know, late payments last on your credit reports for 7 years. So avoid that from happening is to just pay your bills on time. Even if it's just the minimum payment, set up automatic payments for the minimum payment. If you can't pay it, call up your creditor and let them know, hey, I'm having issues paying my bills. What can you guys do for me? So this won't impact my credit reports. What can you guys do for me? So that's the first step. The next step is to dispute credit report errors. 79% of credit report contains errors. So you want to go ahead and review your credit reports. Go ahead and print out your credit reports, pull out your magnify glass and start to review and look for those errors that you can work on to dispute with the credit bureau. The next step is to get a credit card, whether it's unsecured or secured, get a credit card. As long as you're using it responsibly and making your payments on time, it'll help improve your score. The fourth step is to request a credit limit increase. Okay, requesting a credit limit increase will help increase your score by lowering your overall credit utilization. Now, the fifth step is to become an authorized user, preferably someone that you can trust, a family, friend, or relative. And the sixth step would be to keep your credit cards open. Avoid closing out your credit cards account because it will decrease your score overall. So keep those cards open and use them occasionally to at least keep your score going up. Now, the last step will be to mix it up. So having mixtures of credit, so student loans, credit cards, lines of credit, auto loans, mortgage loans, having a mixture of credit types help increase your overall credit worthiness. So those are the 7 steps on how to improve your credit score. If you guys have any questions, definitely drop them down below. I'm ready to answer them for you guys.
Yes. So while y'all are dropping those questions in, so we had someone that commented on the last live that someone was talking about how increasing your credit,
requesting a credit limit,
your higher credit limits, increasing your credit limit drops your score. And like I said, like making sure that you have the right professionals, knowledgeable professionals on your team is absolutely crucial because there's so much misinformation out there. There's lots. So if you're not sure, there's so many people on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram that are spewing out information, right? Whether they know or not, whether they're a credible source or not, who knows? But you know who does know? Google. Google knows.
Google is your best friend.
I'm like, Google my best friend, and another thing is not taking like everything for facts, right? So being sure that, hey, you hear something, you have a question about something, look it up.
Yeah.
And if you're like, if it's confusing to you, you have financial professionals like myself and Breanna. That, hey, you can get on the call with Breanna Financial for a quick 15-minute call. If it's having to do with, the financial industry, wealth building, life insurance, right? If you have those type of questions. And then on the other side, you're like, hey, I need help with my credit. What are the steps to building business credit? Like, what did I do this? You have a credit specialist right here, Breanna. So making sure that you have accurate information is crucial. Let us know what your questions are if you have any questions. So we're gonna give you a couple of more minutes. If we don't have any questions that pop up, we'll go ahead and get off live. Looks like one just came in. We have Otis. Should I apply for more credit after 3 years without having any reoccurring credit or unsecured credits? So done.
All right. So yeah. So what I would recommend is, depending on, so you said it's been 3 years since you have any reoccurring credit or unsecured credit. So you don't have any credit lines at this time. Is that what it sounds like for the question, Marlene, do you think?
Otis, if you could like give us more clarification. It's seeming like the last time he applied for anything was
3 years ago.
Was 3 years ago.
Okay.
And maybe he still has those line of credits, but he's not utilizing it. Right. I don't think he closed them, or maybe you did, you know.
Just to clarify, just to make sure.
Oh, he said correct. Oh, shoot. Which one? He said only a credit card. So he only has a credit card.
Okay. Yeah.
He has a credit card. It's been over 3 years, and he wants to know, you know, should he apply for more?
Absolutely. What I would recommend is try to request a credit limit increase on that card that you currently have, and then also try to open up another card. You want to have more than one, because more than one is only going to be beneficial for you. So definitely try to apply for another card, an unsecured card, if you can.
And then I know another thing is, like, they're taking an average, right? So if they don't right now, they don't have anything to take an average of, because you only have one line of credit. Yeah. So right now, your entire score is based on this one credit card that you have. And if you only have one credit card, then maybe the limit is $5,000-$10,000, maybe probably less, because it's just one line of credit. So maybe it's a $5,000 card. So now your whole entire credit limit is based on that one card. And say, you know, something happens where you miss one payment, like your entire score tanks, because everything's based off of that one
card.
Or you max out that card. Your score tanks because you just maxed out that card. So yeah,
definitely having multiple cards give you more advantage to be able to utilize your credit. Having one credit card, trust me, you'll have a better advantage having multiple credit cards. So definitely try to apply for more, and try to even see if you can get a credit limit increase on that card that you already have, especially since if it's been 3 years since you had that card.
Yes. Cool. Great question, Otis. Great question. He says, makes sense. Thank you for that information. Cool. Awesome. Any other questions out there? Any questions roaming? Any hiccups? Don't be shy. It's okay. It's something that we all need to do, right? Building credit, you can actually start building, if you have children, start building their credit at 13 years old, right? Is it lower than that, or is it just at 13? Yeah. So 13 years old, y'all. If you have a 13-year-old, you can start building their credit. If you have a 16-year-old, and up, 13 and up, you could already start building that line of credit. Just as little as starting, putting them as an authorized user, doing a custodial account. How else, Breanna?
Just that right there.
Okay. See that. So I know a little bit. Yeah.
You can't use it until they get old enough. So just putting them on the account is going to be key to get them to start at least generating that score. Because once they get of age, they can get their own card and start to use it and things like that, and start to apply for their own credit.
Right. And I saw on Facebook this 19-year-old boy. He actually signed a car in his own name with his own credit.
That's what's up.
So, right. So, to be 19 years old, have your credit score in the 700s. I think they posted like around 750 or so. And he was signing his own car. Got a wonderful interest rate, clearly, because he's over 700 and he's 19 years old.
That's great.
So it is possible to build that type of leverage for your children. We on here talking wealth, y'all. What are some other questions y'all have? I have Breanna for a couple more minutes. Breanna's going to give y'all some information about how to get in contact with her and a little more about her business while y'all drop in some more questions.
All right. Thank you guys so much thank you, Wableen, for having me on here today. If you guys are interested and need help with as far as credit when it comes to personal or business credit, you can always set up a 15-minute consultation with me by going directly to my website. And you can go directly to my website and set up a 15-minute consultation. I have the booking site right on the first homepage. And also I'll drop my links here as well to connect, so you guys will be able to connect me. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram under Ariel Consulting Services. And that's typically where I put everything on daily tips as well. We drop tips on there, videos, try to do it on a regular. So definitely follow us on our page so you can keep up with all the latest and the greatest, and as well, all the credit gems that we will continue to drop on our page as well.
Absolutely. And I gotta say, like, on the Ariel Consulting page, she does definitely drop a lot of tips throughout the weeks and things like that. So if you're like looking for like quick tips and things like that, even when it comes, if you have a business, she drops tips on that. She's always dropping gems and information on her page. So if you're not sure what you need to do next, or if you're like, hey, I just want a little more information, definitely go ahead and follow her on the business pages. Yes. Cool. So no other questions came in. I do want to thank you all for tuning in for this week's Financially Lit Tuesday. Next week is going to be another amazing and super duper lit Tuesday, per usual. So be sure to tune in. Thank you, Breanna, for joining us. Thank you for blessing us with your presence and your information and your gems. Definitely look forward to having you on future lives as well. And for those of you out there, like I said, that have more information or questions for Breanna, feel free to reach out to her. She does have a 15-minute free consultation where she's able to answer any additional questions that you may have. Maybe you're a little nervous and you have some personal questions, you can go ahead and reach out to her. And that's it, y'all.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night.